Hi, this is Heather Fiore, and this is my special ed interview. When I spoke with my administrator about the child find procedures, she indicated that they usually go with parent request or teacher recommendation to evaluate the student. When I asked the teacher, he said that they do content testing and KTA testing to see where they belong, but as far as procedures as to whether they become a special ed student or get services, it's usually based on recommendation. As far as the paraprofessional, the first thing she said was KTA testing. And she didn't really know of anything else of the procedures that get the students into special education classes. The challenging part of their role, the administrator felt the child study team. She felt that they're not always willing to see the other side or the other point of view, coming as the administrator and for the purpose of the whole school. They're so focused on their policies and laws and what they feel that they want to implement that they don't listen and give a chance to explore other things that may be beneficial to them. She said her agreement is not easy all the time with them. As far as the teacher, the ability to adapt for each student and their needs is challenging, and the differentiated learning within the classroom when you have to, have different things going on for different kids is sometimes hard to focus and do that and get what each kid needs. The paraprofessional also indicated the learning style and, the modifying of assignments and work, and of course, knowing everything that's in the IEP and making sure that you're applying it. As far as the most rewarding, the administrator indicated that the success of the student. Obviously, like graduation and so forth are great successes for these students, and just even moving from one placement to another. Like, for instance, we have BD kids. She said, when they move from BD out of BD, it's a great success for these kids, and it's rewarding for her to see that. She said each case is a case-by-case issue as far as like what's rewarding or what may not be rewarding for them, but you have to look at each child as a case-by-case answer. She said this was a little difficult to answer because each child is so different, so there's different rewards for different situations. As far as the teacher, the appreciation factor from both the student and even the parent, appreciating that they're helping their child to, gain academic success and getting them through school. And it provides for internal gratification. The paraprofessional also indicated graduation, and the parents saying thank you. She said it's a great success to see these kids graduate. Advice for supervision of the special education staff. The administrator felt that professional development was definitely needed for all special education staff. They need to know their students and communication between everybody to work for the betterment of the students. To realize that there's a story behind each child, that, each child has a different situation. Don't just group them all the same. One may have a tough home life while the other may have gone through some traumatic things in their life. And the demographics, know where they're coming from. Are they coming from a family that maybe just moved from, like, for instance, she brought up, we had a lot of students coming from Puerto Rico after the hurricane hit. It was traumatic for them. So understand where these children are coming from. The teacher said the essential staff, everybody is important to the growth and education of these kids, and everyone is important. Everybody that services these kids and even the gen ed teachers were all important to the growth of these kids. The paraprofessional, she feels that everybody should be observed. It doesn't matter what position you're in special education. Everyone needs to be observed and given feedback. She wants to be treated equally. Working with parents, the administrator indicated that, of course, communication and collaboration is a big thing for working with the parents. You want to validate their concerns. Let them know that you're there, you understand, and that you're here for their child. And continue with follow-ups. Don't just leave the meeting and that's it, it's over, they're gone. You have to continue with interaction and collaboration and communication. The teacher also indicated collaboration and adapting strategies that will help the parents at home and that will carry over into the classroom. The paraprofessional indicate they have no communication because no communication is allowed unless a teacher is present. Regular ed teachers and special ed teachers. The administrator feels they don't work enough together. They need more professional development to understand each other's positions and where they're coming from and how they can work together to achieve academic success for these students. Basically, her thing was, what are you doing? You know, how can I help you? What do I need to understand? They tend to, know their own areas, but not interact enough to understand the concepts of how to help each other. The teacher felt there needs to be more collaboration and to, modify things, to be able to modify things for the regular ed teachers. So they need to collaborate more to do so. Paraprofessionals said communication was the big thing between the regular ed teachers and special ed. There's a lack of it, but when it comes to things like, like dress code and lateness to class, they need to let them know so that they can help, get the kids on task, basically. They can't just let it fall by the wayside and not inform them of these things. Advice for a first-year administrator. The administrator realize this is not a 9-to-5 job. It's 24 hours, 7 days a week, all hours of the night. She's up, and I know that for a fact, writing emails and sending out things to remember. The other thing she indicated was document everything. You want information to back you and to support things that may come up, because there's grand chance of lawsuits happening, people screaming at you, others, requesting information, and you want to have that documentation so that you can prove what happened or what's going on or what has been the incidents that have been occurring. Communication is a must. You got to communicate with everybody you work with. Be prepared. As I said, be prepared to endure people screaming, yelling, and hollering at you. Be prepared for some rewarding things to happen in this career that, may actually emotionally affect you. And read everything. Don't put things to the side and not pay attention to them. You have to read, she said. And be up to date on, policies, laws, even the little flyers that come in the mail from the unions. She said, you have to read, you have to know what's coming, anticipate emerging issues. The teacher felt, give yourself some self-time, which after hearing the administrator, I don't know if that's quite possible. But be patient with your staff, experiment, think outside the box. Don't be afraid to try something new. Be supportive of your teachers. The support makes your teachers want to work even harder for you, and give some feedback. Let us know what we're doing good. Let us know what we're doing wrong, but, give us some valid feedback. Paraprofessionals, again, and she indicated that she wanted to be treated equally, realize their value in the classroom. The role of the special ed teacher and the principal. First, my administrator wasn't quite sure what exactly we were trying to get at with this question, but she said the role of the special ed teacher and the principal together is to lead, to communicate everything with each other, and trust that each other is a professional. She's trusting that she hired this teacher to do the job that they're supposed to do, and she's hoping that the teacher understands and trusts her as a principal, that she's going to lead him or her in the right direction. The teacher indicated they want backing with discipline from the principal. Support our programs, come in, and understand what we're doing. Be open with communication in regards to the students, in regards to their teaching as well. The paraprofessional also indicated, support the teachers and staff and support the students. The characteristics you seek of an aspiring administrator. My administrator indicated she believes that she seeks a person that is humble, that is involved and willing to, go the extra mile and be involved in all the different things that are going on, not just with our school, but in the community, in the students' lives and so forth. They have a passion for it. They want to be there. They're not just there for the paycheck. They're there because they truly want to support the children. And, be open to change, be open to new ideas, lead the school in the right direction. There's going to be some times where she's going to need them to lead certain things, whether it be, leading in behavior management or so forth. She needs them to have leadership skills and to always remember to keep the children first. The teacher indicated be familiar with the policies and laws. An administrator that knows their policies and laws is important to help the children, to advocate for the children, and to help the teacher as well in the classroom. Have an open door policy where you're always open to listen, and we can come in and out as we choose. When we need your help or have a question, give us constructive feedback, and be supportive. Acknowledge us, be supportive, and give us encouragement to, when things aren't so great, give us the encouragement to go on. Be there for us, basically. The paraprofessional indicated that they wanted to see an aspiring administrator be more involved. She basically said, get down and dirty, get in our class, come in our class, hang out with us, talk to the kids, see what we're doing, spend some time with us. It seems like they just do these quick walkthroughs and don't really get to see exactly what's going on within the classroom. So, like she said again, get down and dirty with us and learn and see what is truly going on in these classrooms. Thank you.